World of Graphics, Episode 2. Here we go. I am your host, Mike Davis. Thank you for tuning in once again. After the last episode, I got a message from my buddy Devin, also known as DJ Archie from Chicago, and he was inspired by the Concentric Circles episode, and he sent me this alphabet that he put together in Illustrator. Really nice work, and really nice to see that Devin took what I was talking about in the first episode and ran in his own direction with it. So if there's anything that you're inspired to make from something you saw in one of these videos, please send it on over. And of course, if you have questions about anything that I talk about in these episodes, don't hesitate to ask as well. Let's get going into this episode. We are going to talk about these shapes. Torus is the name of these shapes. It's like a three-dimensional donut kind of shape, and then these similar kind of circular star kind of icons. I don't know what they're called. I just called them star type icons, but they're really easy to make in Illustrator, and once you've got the basic science down, you can really run and do some wild things with them. There's a lot of just really simple math involved, so once you learn just a few tricks, you can go wild with it. So let's go. I'm gonna show you how to do this first one first. So I'm going to copy this and just paste it on down here. So the first thing you're gonna do is have a circle. So I'm just gonna grab the circle tool over here, or the ellipse tool, and you can have any stroke width set for this. I just happen to have it set for 8, but let's just set it for 2. So make any circle any size. And then to do this one, what I did was I had 2 circles, this one on the left and this one on the right, that were exactly half the size of the outer circle. So I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to copy it and paste it onto itself. And the quick key for that is Apple C to copy and Apple F. And you can't see it, but what that did was just copied it right on top of itself. It's a really useful shortcut. So once you have that, you scale it down 50%. So you can either click on the scale tool here or just hit the S key and then hit enter and then type in 50%. And then what that did actually was shrunk the stroke weight down from 2 down to 1, just because that's the setting I have in Illustrator. So I'm just going to bring that stroke back up to 2. And now what I want to do is align it over to the left. So I'm just going to drag and hold down the shift key so I know that it's not going to move around up and down, and let it go there. And then I'm going to copy it and duplicate, drag it over to the right just the same. So now I've got 2 that are side by side, and what I want to do is copy and rotate these so they spin around in this flower type shape. So the way I do that is select both and do the same thing, that Control C, Control F, and then I want to rotate them. The key to making these type of shapes work is that you have to rotate in a number that's divisible into 360. So I want to do 6 of these circles all together, so I want to rotate it 60 degrees. So you hit the R tool, or just hit the R key, and then hit enter, and then you type in 60. There you go. And then repeat that, Control C, Control F, hit the R, and we're already on R for rotate, so hit enter again, and then 60 degrees. And there you go. Super, super easy. So let's try a variation of that where we do more circles inside here. I'm gonna drag this circle, just the main circle over here. Actually, I'm going to drag the circle and these 2, so we have our little starting point over here. So instead of 60, let's do 20, and then we'll have many more circles inside. So 20 degrees that time, and then the same thing, Control C, Control F, R, enter, 20. So now we can do is copy all these, and then we can rotate those at 60 degrees. So Control C, Control F, hit the R tool, return, 60, and then do it one more time. There you go. Look at that. Very nice. So now these shapes down here are a similar approach. They just don't have the outer circle on the edge. So let's do something like this one. So copy it. Gonna paste that down here. So each of these individual shapes is made out of a portion of a circle. So the way I did that was just draw a circle, and then if you duplicate and drag it out just a bit like this, and then what you want to do is use this outer shape to cut out of the lower shape. So if you select both of them and then go to the Pathfinder tool and hit this second one over here, that's going to slice it out. So now to get this perfect rotation, what I actually do is have an outer circle, so something like what we had here. So let's go ahead and draw this outer circle, and I want to be able to see inside it, so I'm just going to switch the color so it's a stroke instead of an outline. And then what you want to do is copy and rotate not just the shape but the outer shape as well. So let's start like this. I'm going to do the same thing, C, F, and then copy it on top of itself. Grab this outer circle as well and rotate that and spin that around 180 degrees. And when I got close to the bottom, I hit the shift key, and what that is going to do is make it lock on all the major angles like the 45 and 90 and all that. So now I'm gonna copy these, and I didn't measure this out, it's all just kind of trial and error, and it looks like this circle is way bigger than this one I started with, but you can just experiment and see what works. So we don't need this outer circle anymore, so now I'm just gonna copy these and do the same thing, paste in front with Control F, then rotate, and let's just see what 20 degrees looks like. Okay, it's a little too tight, but let's undo that and let's try 30 degrees instead. So the R tool, 30, that's good. Just let's grab these guys together now. Since we did 30 last time, we can do 60 for these top ones. It's all just a bunch of math. So if you're ever wondering when you're going to use that math in high school, it's in graphic design. So that's a starting thing. It's not exactly the same as this, but it gives you the same idea. And this really works for any shape at all. So let's say we want to do something similar to this guy here with the 6-pointed star. So you remember concentric circles from last time. So I'm just going to draw this main shape, bring the stroke up to 10 points, and then object path, offset it by, let's do 20 points, and then repeat that once again. And then you can see I was just using part of the circle, so just 1/4 of it. So I'm going to do the same thing with the point selection tool, delete these bottom points and the points on the right. So now we're just left with this quarter circle made out of 3 shapes. All right, let's make our outer circle that we're going to rotate this by. How's that? Looks good to me. All right, so we've selected these top shapes, and let's copy and paste them in front with Control C, Control F, and let's give ourselves the same thing, 180 degree rotation. And now let's repeat what we did last time. Select these and then copy and paste again, and then let's rotate by 60 to see what that looks like. All right, so not exactly the same, but see something's happening. Let's try this instead. Let's rotate it by 45 degrees and see what that looks like. There we go. So now let's do grab everything, copy and paste in front, and rotate by 90. Yeah. So let's try one more. I'm gonna draw a circle down here that we'll use as our base for everything, and let's do, so everything has been like an even number, so we've done like 6 or 12. I want to try one with 5, so it'll be like a 5-pointed star as the basis of it. So let's just draw like a sort of abstract pointy curvy shape in here that is just about as tall as half the circle. So I'm gonna start here and then click on the top and drag it in just a little bit, and then let's do this. Then I want it solid instead of outlined, so click that guy right there. So it doesn't look like much now, just sort of a curvy sail shape. But let's do this. I'm going to copy and paste in front, and then rotate that shape with the outer circle. I'm going to go 72 degrees. And that's 1/5 of 360. So if we do this 5 times, it'll take us all the way around the circle. Here we go. Let's do it one more time. Copy, paste in front, rotate 72 degrees, and I got 2 more, so let's drag these, copy them together, and then I'm gonna double that for my rotation on the last one, so knock them all out in the same move, so 144. Look at that. Now you've got like a cool abstract star shape. So jump in and see what you can come up with. If you want to share it, please send me an email or leave it in a comment below here on the video. If you like this video, hit all the buttons below that show me that you liked it. And thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.